What's up, champ? I'm Vince Delmonte of VinceDelmonteFitness.com. In this video, I'm going to show you my calf workout. 4 very cool exercises, and we're going to be applying this one powerful cue to all of them. All right, it's a cue you probably haven't been taught. I've never heard anybody on YouTube ever teach it. I learned this from a very smart mechanics therapist who taught this to me, and he said, just start thinking about this when you're doing your calf training, because I'm probably like you. I've done everything under the sun when it comes to calf training. I'm that guy who's trained them 6 times a week. I've done heavy weights, I've done light weights, I've done toes in, toes out. I've done every possible mechanism under the sun to try and stimulate my calves. And I finally realized it wasn't what I was doing, it was how I was doing it. I wasn't doing it properly. You see, the calves, very complex muscle, not the calves, sorry, the feet are a very complex muscle. There's 50 different joints in the feet themselves, and each one of those joints have a different range of motion, a different contractile function, and if you don't have this one cue, you're going to have a hard time developing your calves. And it all starts with what's happening at the ankle, what's happening with the feet, and that's what I want to teach you guys today. So these exercises I'm going to take you through, there's nothing too fancy about them. We're going to challenge the mid-range, the short range, we're going to challenge the length and range, so we're going to hit all points of the strength curve, use some different rep ranges, but again, guys, there's nothing special about the rep ranges or the exercises if you're not doing them properly. So you got to stop searching stuff on the internet like, hey, what's the secret rep range? What's the secret exercise? No such thing. Toes in, toes out, it's not going to make much difference, guys. Maybe, yeah, you can bias the outer, the inner a little bit, but not going to make a big difference. Training them 6 times a week, training them 1 time a week, not going to make any difference if you're training them incorrectly. So if you take only one thing away from this video, it's this one cue, all right? So pay close attention. I'm going to show you how to apply it to 4 different exercises. Let's get to it. So what we're doing here is our activation set. So we're going 1 set of 10 here, and we're focusing on getting the calf as short as possible. Now what I'm thinking about here, guys, is not standing up and down, and that's the big mistake. That's the major mistake guys are making when they do calf exercises. They think about up and down, how tall can I get? And it's not what's happening with your head or your body, it's what's going on at your ankle, all right? Your ankle is what's gonna dictate how much musculature you contract within your calf. Grab a pen and pencil. I want you guys to write this down. I don't want you to forget this. And it's when you're doing your calf exercises, I want you to think forwards, backwards. Think about your ankle moving forwards and backwards. Not about your ankle going up and down. Think about moving your ankle forward. And that's going to pull a lot of new feet musculature into the movement, which are all tied into the muscle called the soleus. And the soleus is a muscle that sits underneath the gastrocnemius. So kind of acts like a brachialis underneath the biceps, and if it's developed, it's going to push it out. So when you have a really well developed soleus, it can actually make your gastroc look bigger because it's being pushed up and out, which is pretty cool. So this is the game-changing cue that's really helped me develop my calves and get more out of my calf workout. So write that down. Ankles forward, ankles backward, not ankles up and down. So a couple things going on exercise 1 here, calf press with a leg exercise. So, because the ankle plays a role in dorsiflexion and plantar flexion, and you have to think about what's happening at the ankle, not what's happening at the foot. All right? So just remember that when you're in the gym, what's happening at the ankle. So really what you want to think about is the ankle coming forwards and then the ankle moving backwards. So stop thinking about what's happening at the foot. That's your first tip. And think about moving this thing here up to the ceiling. So ankle forward, ankle forward, ankle forward. All right, that's your cue. Now, your next cue when you're doing your calf training, before you initiate any movement, I want you to generate tension within the soleus, within the gastroc. And that requires you to think again about ankle up, ankle up. Think about ankle up without moving the weight. If you can't generate tension without actually moving the weight, then you don't have good mind-muscle connection, and you need to take a few steps back. And you need to just start here. So right here, I just want you to think about applying force into the pad and finding your calves. Find them, find tension, start to feel them burn, start to feel them swell. Don't even do a single rep yet. If you can't generate tension in your calf without doing reps, you don't have good mind-muscle connection. So once you've done this, then we're gonna start thinking about ankles forward. And you're probably gonna find on that very first rep, that first rep is already hard because you've been creating a lot of force internally. Remember, force is created internally. It's not something that the weight does to us, it's something we do to the weight. And then once you find that, you're gonna shove that ankle as high as possible. And then when you're up, the rep isn't done, the hard work isn't done. We want to maintain that tension on the way back down. So don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. Don't come into so much of a stretch, you come into passive tension. It's going to look different depending on the machine you're on. Ankles forward, and hold it for 2 seconds in the shortened position. All right? When you're up here, just hang out here. Hang out here. If you can't hang out here, the weight's too dang heavy. You're screwing around, you're wasting your time. All right? And then, again, don't lose the tension. And think ankles back, ankles back, ankles back. And then ankles forward, ankles forward, ankles forward. And you're gonna feel very deep contraction, especially in the soleus muscles. To challenge the soleus muscle, what you wanna think about is locking your knees out. You don't want any movement at the knees. That's gonna help challenge the soleus, the stuff underneath. So what we're doing is we're engaging our glutes, we're engaging our quads. That's something you can't see me doing while I'm in here. What I'm also doing is I'm holding on to the handles very tightly and I'm driving my ass into the seat. I want to take as much movement out of this as possible and keep it all on the lower leg so I can really concentrate on what's happening at the ankle and nowhere else. All right? And that's really, that's as simple as it gets when you're training your calves, guys. Think about ankles forward, ankles backward. Always keep the tension on. Don't go into passive tension at the bottom where you lose it. Keep it on the whole time. And we're just going to keep applying those 2 things to the rest of this workout here. Let's keep going. All right, so for the standing calf machine, guys, I want to give you something new you can play with here again. So same cue, think about ankles forward, ankles backward, not just up and down. I also want you to make this extra hard by taking your hands off the handles. A lot of guys just lift the weight off their shoulders in the shortened position, which is where the greatest opportunity is. So they're just defeating the purpose of the exercise. So they're, coming to boost their ego instead of their body, instead of their muscles. So on this exercise, it's ankles forward, ankles backward, hands off the handle so you can really concentrate on what's going on the lower leg. Another little thing to really focus on if you want to bring the soleus more into it is contract your quads, contract your glutes, because by eliminating what's happening at the knee, you're going to be able to bias those muscles to get more out of not just the gastrocs, but the soleus as well. So for this exercise here, we're challenging the lengthened portion of the calf. This is really, really great. We're really focusing on the stretch, okay? So this is our damage exercise. And what we're trying to do here, guys, is just challenge the bottom half. We're not actually trying to do the top half. We're gonna save that for another exercise. Because if you think about it, your calves are getting weaker as you're trying to get higher up, and the weight's getting heavier. It's called an inappropriately increasing load. So we want to kind of break our exercises up where we can challenge bottom position, we can challenge top position, and we can do that with a collection of exercises in one workout. We can't achieve all of our goals with just one exercise, all right? Just because of strength curves and such. So here, this is a great exercise where you can add some weight. You're in a very safe position, but really trying to avoid that passive tension where there's nothing going on in the bottom position and where all the structures are being challenged as opposed to the tissue being challenged. All right, so in the bottom position, really try and contract from the bottom to that halfway point, and then that's your movement, and just go until it burns, like the muscles are gonna rip. That's a great, great cue. You're challenging the muscle tissue. So for this exercise, guys, again, same thing. I know this is getting boring. I'm saying this a million times, but this is really what you need to think about. Ankles forward, ankles backward. As you're getting into that shortened range at the top, if you have a partner, it's good for them to kind of just spot you through that sticky point so you can really get the muscle short. If you're on your own, you're better off just reducing the weight and holding it for 2 seconds at the top and really squeezing it hard. This is a cool exercise because by having your knees bent, the muscle that crosses the knee, the gastrocnemius, is no longer a player. So we really favor the soleus here, and the soleus, as we discussed, sits underneath the gastroc. So if you really develop that soleus muscle, you can push your gastroc out. So your gastroc will look bigger. It'll appear bigger than it actually is, just because stuff underneath is pushing it out and out. So that's a pretty cool thing to know with your calf training. Challenging the soleus is going to help your gastrocs look bigger. All right, and it's just understanding anatomy, simple stuff here, guys. And don't be that guy with 4 or 5 plates on this exercise who's moving at a 1/4 inch at his toe. That's going to do nothing for your calves. It's just going to smash everything up. So think about training smarter. The calves don't need a lot of weight. They need quality, all right? Like every other muscle in your body. Quality, not quantity. If you don't have quality, you're wasting time with quantity. All right, guys, there's my calf workout for you. 4 exercises, just really focusing on that one cue and avoiding that major mistake a lot of guys think, just up and down, tons of weight, which just gets dumped into the toes instead of the actual calf and soleus. So, guys, I really want you guys to understand that in this video we focus on the mechanics. We didn't focus on the physiology stuff, which is the rep ranges, which need to be customized to you. They need to be customized to your muscle fiber type. Some of us are more fast twitch, some of us are more slow twitch, some of us are mixed fiber type. And when you start adapting your workouts to your genes, you're gonna see better results. They're gonna come easier as well. You're still gonna have to work hard, but you're not gonna have to work as long. You're not gonna have to like pound without seeing those returns on your time here in the gym. And I created a cool quiz. I studied this stuff for a long time. I created this quiz. It'll take you 27 seconds, and all you gotta do is click that annotation up there. It'll take you to a page where you fill out a bit of information about yourself, and you'll be taken to a video that will tell you how to start training according to your muscle fiber type. It's pretty cool stuff. A lot of guys have gone through this. Actually, in fact, more than 15,000 people have already taken this quiz. I'm getting tons of feedback. People saying, yeah, this is better. I'm seeing faster results. So this is legit, guys. I want you to experience it for yourself. If you're on your mobile, you can't click that button to take the quiz, but you can click the first link in the description below, and you can do the same thing and unlock this cool chemical that's gonna help you build muscle faster, burn fat, and even get stronger. All right, so we covered the mechanics in this video, but we didn't cover the physiology, the rep stuff. So I wanna help you out there, so that's why I want you to take the quiz, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you soon.